Warning, the following content is bound to be chaotic, evocative, and profane. Yeah, that's a good word for it, profane. Hi, we're a very opinionated group of individuals, but at least we realize that our opinions are not facts. Most of the time, all the time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Anyway.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Far Side of the Pod. My name's Jordan. We got Ridge.
What's cooking, y'all?
We got Mikey.
Hello.
And we got Caleb.
Yo.
And like he said, we are Far Side of the Pod, and today we're going to continue and begin with and continue what we always start with, and that's our college football discussion.
Hold on a second, real quick, Slater. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Something I thought of. Guys, welcome to 2025.
Oh, yeah, welcome to the new year. Doesn't even feel like it, but yeah, welcome.
It's gone off in a great fashion so far.
You know what's funnier than 2024?
2025.
And now that you mentioned the year, I do want to begin the podcast off by saying, we want to send our thoughts, prayers, and send our love to the families and the victims of New Orleans and the terrorist attack that happened down there on Bourbon Street on New Year's night. We just hope that those who survived and those who are impacted, get through it and know that we're with you. But like I said before, let's get into the college football discussion. On New Year's Day, Texas, Arizona State, Ohio State, and Oregon all played. Texas and Arizona State had a bar burner. It was 39-31, went into not double overtime, but regular overtime. Old Scam Scattaboo ran like a motherfucker. The only person I've ever seen in my life win offensive MVP when they lost. Dude.
They went into 2 overtimes, by the way.
Did they?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Well, the dude was crazy. I don't know if you heard. He ate something bad that morning for breakfast and was sick the first part of the game. Threw up on the sideline and said, "All right, let's go do this," and played the game of his fucking life.
You gotta. You love to see it. Just. Alright.
Not even joking. He just fucking played the game of his life. Dude, that man can't be. It's so hard to take down.
I gotta be honest. I thought it was gonna be a complete shutout. I watched like the first half. I honestly thought it was gonna be a shutout.
Me too. I watched the first part of it, and like the first quarter, I was at Applebee's, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they're about to blow the shit out of this. Then I went and watched the movie, and after the movie, I got out, and I was like, damn, they about won.
But what happened?
Dude, I saw.
Yeah,
no disrespect to Cam Scattaboo, but man, there was this video I saw, and it was something that ESPN played before the game, and it was his mom talking about how he used to wear his brother's equipment and run into power poles. And it showed his face, and it was the first time I've ever shown his face, and his eyes are far apart. So I was like, "Damn, dude, looks like he runs into power poles."
Just the thought of him running into power poles. You're the neighbor of this kid, right? He's on the same street. You just look out the window one evening and see a kid in oversized football pads and a football helmet running into a fucking power line. And then getting laid out by it and standing right back up to do it again.
Someone said he's got the good version of CTE.
Oh.
Got the Sid the Sloth genetics.
Oh, Lord.
You got that.
Dude, imagine you in your room, you just gaming. Maybe you're in a lobby with some guys playing whatever, right? Your power flickers. You throw your head to the floor. You drop your controller. You walk outside. That motherfucker's at it again. He's hitting the power pole.
You come back inside and tell the boys, this son of a bitch is at it again.
You're like, fellas, hold on. I'm going to have to mute my mic. You go outside. You start screaming.
Get off the
This is-
fucking Powerball!
This is the 5th time this week you've been on that fucker today, hitting it.
It's my only day off this week. You got nothing better to do.
You completely forgot to mute the mic, by the way, and scare your friends inside.
Oh,
Lord.
that's too funny.
I gotta admit, though, man, I would take him on the Vikings, all right? 100%.
He'd be good for whoever picked him up, that's for sure.
Listen,
You mean the kid as he's actively running into the power pole? I didn't realize the Vikings were that desperate.
Fuck yeah, are you kidding me? I've seen him catch. He can catch a ball.
No, I'm still talking about the kid.
Listen, even him as a kid. Even him as a kid. I'll take him as a kid, all right? This fucker's hitting power poles. Imagine what he's going to do to some grown-ass men. All right? He's going to lay them out. All right? I'm not worried at all about what's going to happen, all right? Just put him out there on the fucking field. Sign him as a kid with a $5 million contract. His parents will be fine. Let's go. Let's do this shit. But speaking as of now, yes, I take him still. I know he'll go late, and if he can fall to the Vikings later on, 100% want to take him. I know we ain't picking till late. I think right now we only have 2 picks as is. So I know that we'll push back even further probably, or trade some people to get some more picks for this year. Especially if we can make it to the damn Super Bowl. Knocking on some fucking wood around here. But he'll fall late. We need another running back because we can't just rely on Aaron Jones to last longer than what he already is. So fucking take his ass whenever he's there. That or go up and get him in first round. I don't give a fuck.
Something he's had.
Somebody needs to get him in front of a power line, all right?
Yeah,
just pro day.
You see them over there? Yes, coach. Power poles, and he just locks the fuck in.
just on pro day. You see them little pads over there, son? Yes, coach. Imagine them fuckers are power poles. Yes, coach. Fucking runs them into the ground.
It's got the same energy from the second Suicide Squad movie, where it's just like, hey, huh? That's your mom. It's got that same energy.
To me, it gives me a vibe of Waterboy.
But Texas beat Arizona State 39-31 in double overtime. Also, we forgot Penn State smacked the shit out of Boise State. Ashton Genty had like 126 yards. He really showed up. Ohio State absolutely obliterated Oregon. Showed the frauds that they were for the season. And I told y'all that Oregon was just the industry plant team of the year, that they'd get beat. And that fucking receiver for Ohio State, that kid's makes me want to do things to myself that I wish I couldn't because he's so damn good.
What year is that kid, by the way?
Freshman.
Well, never mind then. Well, I mean, he probably could take off to the NFL now if he wanted to, but I doubt it.
Nah, he'll probably be there at least 2 more years. At least.
Did you ever mention Notre Dame game?
I'm getting there. As Rich just said, we got the Notre Dame versus Georgia, and we finally get Georgia out of the goddamn playoffs. Finally, Notre Dame, somebody put Georgia in the damn place. So in the next round, in the semifinals, we got Penn State versus Texas, and we got Ohio. Oh, never mind.
No, we don't.
Penn State versus Notre Dame, and Ohio State versus Texas. But so whoever wins between those games will be the national championship. Who do you think's going to win, Ridge?
Give who I think's going to win or who I think's going to make it.
Who you think's going to make it and who you think's going to win it?
Okay, give me Ohio State versus Notre Dame for the championship.
Okay.
And then for the winner, just give me Ohio State.
I think I have to go with what you say too.
I mean, so far, I think, in all honesty, the chips have all but fallen in place on who I thought was going to be right here. As far as the rounds go in the playoffs, did anyone see? Well, I clearly didn't see Arizona State winning, but I
No,
also didn't see them taking Texas into overtime.
no, I didn't either.
I've seen Oregon making it to where they're at, and Ohio State clearly making it to where they was at. I wasn't 100% sure how that was going to go, but I had a hunch that Ohio State was going to be the better team because they normally are. And then Penn State and Boise, I mean, it's first grade math here. You kind of watch the season and you know who's going to be the better team right there in that game.
It's one ball.
And then obviously, with the Notre Dame versus Georgia game, it's clear as agua who's going to win that game with Carson Beck out. And Georgia not having a damn idea on what they're doing at quarterback right now. Even
Now,
their
hold on. You remember that quarterback? He helped them beat Georgia in the Texas in the SEC championship game.
okay, but I mean, to me, it was more so clear that Notre Dame was going to take this one.
All right.
Because I didn't have faith in them doing anything without Carson playing the majority of this fucking game, even if it was like last time.
Right.
Right? If it was different, if Carson Beck would have played this game, I would have been more so okay with saying, yeah, they got a better chance of winning it. But this backup guy only played for X amount of snaps prior to. So far, everything just to me lines up, and I'm taking Notre Dame versus Ohio State for it.
Caleb, what do you think? Caleb?
He must be eating.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
So what do you think?
Who you got in the playoffs championship?
I got Ohio State going versus Notre Dame, but I say this like I said before, never count out the Fighting Irish. I'm calling Notre Dame to win this.
Bold take. I'd take it. Mikey, what do you think? I know you're not huge on it, but you at least listen.
Listening and observing, I hate what Ohio State managed to pull off on UT. I really do. But I do see them and Notre Dame being the ones to go for it. I think if Ohio State can hold it together and perform well, they could take it. I don't want to see it, but being subjective, I do see it reasonably happening. Though I also see Caleb's reasoning. I wouldn't count Notre Dame out. But if I had to call it one way or the other, I think I see Ohio State doing it, honestly.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a shootout either way, and it's going to be a good game that we're getting with those two.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
But then the Penn State versus Notre Dame, I think that's going to be a good game. But I think Notre Dame's the better team in that one. So
yeah, I agree. It's hard not to put that.
the great thing though with the Ohio State versus Texas game is if the Texas does lose that game, we're automatically going to have a video on ESPN of Matthew McConaughey being disappointed in them.
Shout out to Tennessee basketball beating Arkansas, though.
Yeah, hey, Tennessee basketball always starting out pretty good. We ain't lost a game yet, so knock on every piece of wood in this damn house. All right, so we're gonna make our transition from college football into NFL football, where we just had or are finishing up and wrapping up the final week in the regular season. So looking at the playoffs, I got the things pulled up here. Um, let's see. So
Is that updated or is that
it's to as of right now.
okay?
So I mean, I believe this is NFL's website. So
The reason why I'm asking is because all I got pulled up is the scores from today.
I've got this actual playoff bracket. Well, not bracket, but actual playoffs.
Right.
So as of right now, the number one seeds are the Chiefs and the Lions. Then
As of now, until tonight. Subject to change, possibly.
At least you hope.
Hopefully, possibly. I mean, hey, if the Vikings want a chance to win or to go to a Super Bowl, they have to win this game. I think that if they don't win this game, they're not making it past any. I mean, they'll make it maybe past the next opponent, according to who that is. I think it's the Bucks. But it's going to be a lot tougher of a road to try to get to the NFL and having to play the Lions again, possibly.
Actually, whoever wins it, I just saw a thing that said whoever wins tonight, or whoever loses tonight faces the Vikings.
Whoever loses tonight faces the Vikings?
Yes.
No, whoever loses tonight faces who. The Vikings play tonight, so this is for the number one seed to have the bye week.
I said that wrong. Hold on, I said that so wrong. Whoever loses tonight will play the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's even. Well, I wouldn't say that's even worse, but it's not good because we'll have to go away for that game.
Yeah.
If we can win this game, we have home field advantage for the playoff picture, and we have a lot better of a chance.
Right. So then.
So we can only hope.
Okay, so as of right now, it would be. Let's see here. Trying to calculate how these bitches would go. We'd probably get Bills versus Broncos. Well, no, I just saw it earlier. I can't remember which game is playing. Get to. I know. Oh, Eagles versus Packers. So then we'd also get Bills versus Broncos. Then we'd get Ravens versus Steelers. And then Buccaneers versus Commanders. Then Texans and Chargers and Rams and Vikings and or the Lions. That's as of right now. So we got a pretty good playoff coming up ahead of us.
Definitely going to be interesting, especially considering the fact that Washington's made it in.
Hey, dude, they're good.
They have been on a hot streak. They beat the Cowboys today, barely, but they got it done. It's 23-19. I mean,
23-19.
23-19.
It's definitely going to be an interesting playoff, that's for sure. Speaking of games from today, the Panthers beat the Falcons in overtime, 44-38.
Oh, speaking of fucking NFL, us Tennessee boys, Titans are going to be getting the first overall pick in the draft.
Hell yeah!
Huh, how about that?
Hopefully, so. Who do you want? Do you want a quarterback or want?
Hey, Derek Barnett scooped and scored.
Yeah.
Do you want a quarterback or do you want Travis?
I mean, if they get Travis Hunter, that'd be great. But I can see them going for.
They need a quarterback though.
I feel like I can see them going for Cam Ward.
Really, Cam?
Yeah.
I was thinking Sanders.
You think Shador to Nash? Maybe. I mean, the only reason why if Cam Ward if Cam Ward doesn't go first, it'll be Shador or Travis.
I think Sanders is the better quarterback. Now, take it; it's a completely different landscape whenever they go to their if he goes to pro day or whatever else.
Yeah.
To show off. But to me, I think he's a better quarterback than Cam.
Possibly.
So I think y'all would do better having him. But at the same time, don't get me wrong. I think it'd be also nice if y'all added Travis Hunter on.
I mean, if the Titans got Travis Hunter, that'd be sick. Like, for real. But I could see it either being one of the two or one of the three at the very least.
Yeah, the Patriots beat the Bills today.
Yep.
And with that being said, too, I've seen somewhere, I'm not 100% sure if it's set in stone, but the Patriots are going away from Gerard.
Yeah, they've already fired him.
After one fucking year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually about to say something about that too.
Really? That's stupid, guys. I mean, it takes more than a year to build a team for some coaches.
Especially after losing the greatest coach in your franchise history, and if not NFL history.
Well, that's the thing is that they're used to him, I reckon. So and they don't have the same luck as the Texans had neither. So they're just pissed off, I guess. I don't fucking know. That's the worst decision they could have ever made. It would have been the only firing one of the firings that I'm surprised hasn't happened and probably won't happen because of fucking Jerry.
Right.
Is the Cowboys firing their head coach.
Well, I saw a thing earlier there where Mike McCarthy refused to answer questions about his future with the team. So, I mean, who fucking knows?
I take it the Chiefs were playing backups like third string or something today.
Yeah, none of the starters played, don't think. None of the key starters played.
Broncos won 38-0.
Yeah. Yeah, none of our key players played.
Let's see here. Seahawks beat the Rams. Cardinals beat the Niners. Niners are now 6-11 this year.
Yeah, they bombed. They suck ass.
They'll probably be looking for another quarterback if I had to wild guess it.
No, it's not Brock Purdy.
You would be surprised that if they do or don't, though.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if they. And then the only other big thing or big game was, or to me, was the Bengals beat the Steelers 19-17 on Saturday.
The Bengals beat the Steelers, yeah, and it wasn't enough to get in the playoffs, sadly.
It wasn't for the Bengals?
Nope.
How'd that not get them wild card? You'd think that'd be wild. Oh, because the Ravens won.
No, because the Broncos won.
Oh, I thought it was Ravens.
Now, if the Broncos lost, they probably would have got it, but the Broncos won.
Oh.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean,
That's all I got.
I'm excited to see how this year plays out. It's been pretty good so far, so hopefully it ends off in a good way. All right, so next we are talking about.
Hold on, Slater. You know it'd be a lot more fun if the Vikings and Chiefs went at it in the Super Bowl. For me and you, at least.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It'd be a lot more fun for us. I honestly, if the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl, I might go tailgate.
As a Steelers fan, I'm not exactly the most excited about the playoffs.
I mean, at least y'all made it.
At least y'all had a winning season this year.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
With Russell.
All right, so the next up on the list, we're talking about SEGA, and there is talk that old SEGA.
Very light rumors.
It's very light rumors, but there's very light rumors about SEGA selling to Disney. Because Disney apparently is pretty pissed off that Sonic 3 made a lot more money than Mufasa. And I can't say I'm surprised because Sonic 3 was a fucking masterpiece. But I will say this: don't fucking touch Sega. Don't ruin this shit. We're in the prime of some of the best, if not the best, video game movies of all time. And I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't need Sega selling out right now.
Yeah, no.
if they listen, I don't think it's going to happen, okay? But even if they do, it won't be until after the Sonic franchise is over. So we're talking a shit ton of years down the road.
I at least hope.
So I don't think it's happening.
I at least hope they're waiting that damn long.
I just want to say that I hope, beyond all hope, that Sega does not sell out. Because the last time that I know of that we had, in my opinion, peak Sonic was 2003. Like, all of my Sonic childhood memories and everything like that are from 2003. Like, that's peak Sonic for me. I understand that anybody who knows me is like, Mikey, what are you talking about? You'd have been 3 years old. Right, well, I grew up with it, so shut up.
It's what you remember.
But still, yeah, it's what I remember. But still, I'm not, like, that's the best time period for Sonic, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. But still, I hate to see something I love do good, and then here comes Disney, a veritable monopoly, and just kind of like, yes, something to add to our collection, and I'm just kind of like, get out of here. I will shoot the mouse.
Listen, like I said too earlier before the podcast started up, the last thing I even heard that had more ground than this Sega versus being bought by Disney was Disney selling. I have more confidence in Disney selling to Apple than I do Disney buying Sega just for the sake of having Sonic.
Disney selling what?
To Apple, the company. Disney, the company. There's been talks for a while now of Disney possibly selling to Apple.
The whole Disney company?
The whole company.
That's fucking fucked.
That's the reason why I say they don't. First off, Apple is the only company, other than possibly Amazon, that could afford to buy Disney, the company. Right? So that's the first thing. The other thing is that if Disney does sell, I believe from what I've heard is that they would have to, or that they would break off some of what they already own, like ESPN, ABC would have to be broken off, and try to get a few things broken off from them before selling. But it's still in this talking stage. I don't think it's even caught legs yet, neither, or as much. So I'm not worried about that yet. Even if and when it happens, I'm still not worried about it because it is Apple. That's a whole nother podcast right there in of itself that I could go down.
Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot you could really dig into with that, because I could already feel like words forming in my throat, and I'm like, nope, that's a whole different episode. Leave that one, Mikey. Hold on to that. That's content.
Yeah, we'll save that for another time. Hell, for all I care, we can talk about it on the next podcast and get me going for a hot minute, and then let Mikey have at it for a hot minute, and let us all get out for a hot minute on this.
You're going to have Ridge and Johnny Silverhand in the podcast.
That's fucking nuts, though. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about it and different talks about it. So it's definitely worth the while to look into. But, I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, me either.
But it can happen, though. If Disney does sell, the only company that can buy them outright with money to spare is Apple.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a whole nother podcast in of itself to explain how Apple has the money to sneeze to buy them. That's how much money Apple has in its pocket, okay? Is that they could sneeze and be fine handing off the money to buy Disney. Will it happen? not anytime soon. But and I tell you, if it does happen, you will definitely be hearing a lot come from me about it. Not all bad things, though.
That's surprising. I mean, I figured you'd be pretty pissed off about it.
Well, it's not underneath my control.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that next podcast if you don't mind, Slayer. Let's talk about that whole thing because I'm telling you, there's so much right there, and I will probably have a full ass report for you on it.
All right.
He's probably not wrong.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Ridge will be the host next week. I'll just be recording it.
Okay.
All right. So that's pretty much it on that segment. Now, we want to get into talking about our local wrestling promotion here. We're all pretty big fans of them, and we all show our support. Even my boss is their star wrestler. The thing about this place is, thing about this place is, yeah, it's a small town podunk wrestling organization, but the fact is, you go to these places, you go to these shows, and you got people who give their heart and their soul into the craft that they love, and sometimes we find gems that, people never heard of. Sometimes people you'll never even hear about. But if you watched NXT or WWE at all and heard of the name Nathan Frazier, he is the current, I think, still current NXT Tag Team champion with Axiom. But he started out at Ego Pro. But last night they had their first show of the year, and they discussed that this year is their 20th anniversary, and their 20th anniversary show later on this year, it looks like they said maybe around November, will be the final show of the promotion. Like I said, they've been around for a long time. Hell, they even had Raven. If you're a WCW person, you know who Raven is. He's even wrestled for Ego Pro. So whether people believe it or not, Ego Pros does have some legendary wrestling roots, and especially for us down here in this little town we come from, and it's what we got and we love it. We love the heart and soul that people give from it, and we're saddened to hear that they have to close the doors on the promotion, and I know they got something else in the works, but if you live in the area that we live in, Knoxville, Tennessee area, come show love to Ego Pro. Yes, it's small. Yes, it's on a tight budget, but hey, you got true fans of the craft, people who love watching wrestling, people who love to wrestle. And if you ain't seen the Young Bloods, I'm gonna be a little biased, but that's that team to watch, buddy.
So, are they doing any other shows before that one, or are they just?
Yeah,
okay?
They're doing more. They're doing more shows. I know they're looking at February 15th to be the next show, but you can find them on Facebook at Ego Pro Wrestling, Athens, Tennessee, and keep updated with it. Barry typically posts the match cards throughout the time frame before the matches, and we got a whole week. We got a whole 5 weeks, so if it's still then, you got time, and it looks like we'll have more shows in between then, but the 20th anniversary show will be the final show for Ego Pro Wrestling.
How many shows do they normally do in a year, Slater? Is it normally like 3 or 4?
It's something around that since COVID came back. Typically, it used to be once a month, but after COVID, it was hard to bring back.
Right. So hear me out, okay? This is my pitch for Ego Pro, and I doubt any of them listen, but if they do, hear me out.
Right.
They should have every match feel like a road to the 20th anniversary, like it's their road to WrestleMania.
Right, like big matches leading up
and have it build up to having a bunch of big ass matches right there at the end to go out with a big bang.
Right.
Is that safe to say now?
No, you're right. No, it's safe to say you're good, Caleb.
Okay.
You're a good dog.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that we're far away enough from that other talk of it to finally bring that in.
At least you checked.
Yeah, I mean, I waited till we got like to look close to the end of our topics of discussion.
But no,
But yeah, I think that'd be the smartest way to go.
it would. He did say he could have ended it after last show when Calvin won the belt. Which honestly would have been the perfect ending. With his star wrestler winning the belt for the first time. And have to pretty much ride off in the sunset with it. But he couldn't keep it. He could not go to the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
But
How did that match go last night, by the way?
it was alright. It was alright. Good show. It was a decent show. Calvin put on a good match as always. But there's this
Who won?
Okay, he did. That's for sure.
No, well, because I seen it was title versus title, wasn't it?
Well, there was a title. It was a change. I guess that guy didn't show up. So.
So it wasn't title versus title.
No, it was a title defense, but it wasn't a title versus title.
Okay. The last thing I had seen was the possibility of a title versus title match, I think, on their Facebook page.
That was what was supposed to happen, but I guess it fell through.
Gotcha.
But there's this new really fucking big guy that I saw that debuted last night, and dude, this guy's fucking huge, like my size.
Perfect time to debut right here whenever it's about to end.
And he's he goes by Firefly or something like that.
A big guy going by Firefly.
It's he goes by Mad Brad or some goofy thing like that. But they if somebody has a lighter and they flick it, that's how they can control him and get him back to the back. But he came out and fucking World's Strongest slammed Calvin. Dude, literally picked up Calvin and just
Jeez.
Damn.
on top of him. Now I thought that ring was gonna fucking collapse, dude.
Doug Dimmadam, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadam.
It might for the last match. They might put that one on again just to break the ring.
Maybe. I don't know if they broke
Which
that
would also
ring.
be cool.
If they broke that ring, as a fucking independent wrestling circuit that's in a low down town, they're gonna be like, motherfucker, we gotta find another ring.
If they're handing it off to somebody else, whether it's a bunch of old legends that are going to be running or whatever,
they need a new ring.
I mean, I was about to say, the chances of them getting a new ring isn't far off, so why not?
True.
And there's also a chance of them going to a new location with the new people. By the way, I would love for them to take it down to the mall in Cleveland.
Look, guys, that's been ever since I've known Ridge. I've known Ridge for eons, and every time
I've been preaching for that, okay?
Every time we go to this damn
Eons
mall,
is a long time.
We walk through this area in the mall, and he's just like, "Can't you hear it, Slater? Can't you hear the loud bangs and the crowds cheering?" Every time, Ridge fantasizes about this specific location in the mall.
Mikey, Caleb, do y'all know where I'm talking about in the mall?
I think I do, but real quick, Jordan, an eon is a billion years.
This fucker had to look this shit up.
You're telling me.
We known each other since an afterlife, okay? You don't know about this. You weren't around.
I was born in 2000.
Exactly.
You tell me you
other life.
Hold on.
Me and Ridge was there with the Lord.
Way back, okay? Other lifetimes.
You're telling me you've known Ridge since the sun was 3 billion years old? Come off it.
Stargate, it was real.
Me and Ridge knew the Lord. That's why we love him so.
We were walking around in Babylon at one point. All right, you don't understand. Barefooted, we marched. We were part of those that went around.
I had no idea we had the Howlett brothers on the podcast. Y'all been through every major war. You were just going to hold on to that?
We walked around them walls of Jericho. We were there.
Look, man, you know that video of the World Trade Center getting hit from street level? You can hear somebody in the background going, "Son of a bitch!" bitch, and that's me.
That was later. I was taking the photo. Someone else took credit for it. You know, Nom. Yeah, we was there.
You know, Forrest Gump. I shot that bitch.
Jesus.
Not like
So
shot
you're
it. I fucking filmed it.
Oh, okay. I was about to make the joke. You were telling me you were behind Lincoln, like young Metro don't trust you, bro.
I was the fucking driver of the fucking limo, man.
You know, Paul
Oh God.
Parcel? Yeah, I was there.
You know Paul Revere when he ran through
Okay.
Boston and said the Redcoats are coming. I turned
Yeah,
around.
Slater was the horse.
I turned around. And
I
looked
was the
at,
horse.
I turned around and looked at that sumbitch and I said, "No, they're not. Here they came."
Yeah, shit, I was wrong.
Nuh-uh. Oh shit.
You know the pouring of the tea that we did? Yeah, I was the first one to drop it my tea bag.
Hell yeah, man. That's where
Oh,
we invented
don't.
that.
Hold on now. Hold on.
And not the
All right.
tea bags that are from Walmart neither, boy, or in them crates. I'm talking another tea bag.
Okay. I thought you were trying to tell me something about American history, and I was like, they weren't bags. They were blocks, bricks of tea.
No, brother, I'm talking about my blocks between my loins.
Okay.
Hey man, you know that dog Alexander Hamilton? I knew him.
Yeah, you know that musical? Fucking made up. That shit wasn't real.
But either way,
The dude wasn't that famous, alright? There ain't no reason he should be on the $10 bill. It should have been my ass.
he got all the credit.
Listen, I was the one to find him, alright? No. The story's all wrong. I found him. They just all took the fucking credit and left me behind. I should be on that $10 bill, not him.
Either way,
Alright, good to go.
if you guys live in the Knoxville area and y'all know about Ego Pro or want to know more about Ego Pro, like I said, you can find them on Facebook fairly easily.
Hell, even if you don't live close, you feel like traveling and seeing a nice little indie show.
Yeah, hey man, it's $10. You can bring your own concessions. It's for all ages. Just get there as early as you can to get a decent seat. There ain't a bad seat in the house. Just if you would rather have the front row seat, be there a little early. Doors open typically around 7:30 ish. So get
So
there.
you mean to tell me I can bring a Yeti full of beer and they ain't gonna say a damn thing to me?
They really wouldn't. Well, probably beer they would.
I'm about to bring a fucking Yeti of beer.
Beer they might say something, but they can't. Won't. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen somebody bring alcohol.
Fucking thing of Miller Lite. My ass is front row hammered off my ass.
Just bring it on! All right, so the last topic we're talking about tonight, guys, is Netflix and Raw. Monday Night Raw starts on Netflix tomorrow night with the January 6th. Happy anniversary, Insurrection. Take it as a joke, please. Fuck that shit. Netflix Monday Night Raw. We got the opening to this new era. We officially kick off this new era in wrestling. We get some banger matches. We are getting some returns. We're getting some surprises. John Cena starting his farewell tour. It's going to be a night to remember for us wrestling fans. The matches that we have so far that I can remember, we got
4.
Yeah, we got Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa in a tribal combat match for the Uafala. We get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which is going to be a fucking
No.
heater.
Who?
CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah, my bad. I was way off. Sorry.
We get Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the World Heavyweight Women's Championship in a last women's standing match. We also get Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso.
It's for nothing.
It's still going to be a good match at least. But either way, I'm excited for this. I've been thinking about it all week. I'm excited that I can watch Raw on Mondays now instead of for not having TV. I think this is gonna be a crazy episode. Well, also Travis Scott's performing, doing a concert type thing for it as well. I would almost guess that Fiend's probably going to be the theme song. But
There ain't no telling.
we're getting a new stage. Probably gonna get some pyro. Like I said, it's the
Of course, we're
beginning.
gonna get pyro.
It's the beginning of the new era, and I'm excited to see where it takes us, man. So, just to ask you guys, who, if you had to pick, who is returning tomorrow night? Ridge, I'll let you start.
So return wise, we get obviously we're getting Cena back, right?
Right, yeah.
If I had a wild guess it, we're getting The Rock there. I mean, they've had him in the promotions. He was a big part of the sales, apparently, to getting Raw on the Netflix.
He pretty much confirmed that he's going to be there tomorrow night on his Instagram today.
And then I think we're getting. I'm thinking we'll get Becky Lynch back.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 returns. And I say we have, I can't think of his name. The other one of the Bloodline members, I can't think of his name. He signed a while back.
You talking about Zilla Fatu, or are you talking about Lance?
Zilla.
It'd be cool to get Zilla, but I don't know.
He signed a long time ago. They haven't used him yet.
Well,
why not just go ahead and bring him out for the Tribal Combat?
They're not going to. I mean, if they do, that'd be crazy. But he's got a match lined up. That I don't know what promotion it is, but he's got a match lined up against Booker T. Him and Booker T are having a match somewhere.
So that's going to stop them from having him on Raw?
I mean, I would guess so.
I wouldn't think it would, but those are my 3 picks for surprise returns and one debut is.
Well, go ahead and tell us what you think will happen the rest of the episode.
Okay, so one, I think it's odd that we only have one belt getting defended on this show. That's kind of wild, I think. I think CM Punk is going to win the Seth Rollins versus Punk feud to get it started. I think Rhea wins, and the possibility of Becky Lynch returning I think is going to be right there for that, possibly. And then Tribal Combat, I think Solo's going to win it, just because I think that's whenever you probably have The Rock return. That's whenever shenanigans happen. Is during Tribal Combat, you always have interferences. If I had to wild guess, that's where the interference is going to be at.
I mean, that would make sense.
And then I think Drew McIntyre is picking up the win against Jey Uso. I think he's on his way of picking apart all the Bloodline members on his way to Roman Reigns. And then after he gets done with Roman, he'll go after Solo.
Yeah, I could definitely see The Rock.
But that won't be till like after SummerSlam. Because I think SummerSlam match will be Drew versus Roman.
Right. Wait, you say you don't see The Rock versus Roman till after SummerSlam?
No. I see. So if The Rock, no, you're good. You're good. So if The Rock shows up and he confirms that he will be at WrestleMania, then yeah, I think it's going to be Rock versus Roman.
Oh yeah,
100% thinking that possibly, because there's still that odd thing of whenever he took off after Raw after Mania, I think it was, whenever he whispered something to Cody and handed him off something.
Right.
We still don't have a damn clue about what that was. So there's still a possibility that he could go after Cody at Mania. But my preference is that we get Roman versus The Rock for Mania. But to me, what I was saying though was with that Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso, this is Drew McIntyre going through the whole bloodline, making his way to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Right.
And then after SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre also said that he's going to go after Solo at some point. So after SummerSlam, he'll go after Solo.
I can agree. So, Mikey, well, Caleb, you go ahead and go first. I'll let Mikey go after.
What?
After. Uh, what do you think is going to happen on Raw tomorrow? What's your predictions? What's your with the matches and returns? Who do you think's returning, and who do you think's winning the matches?
I think Rhea's going to win her match. I also think that The Rock is going to return. I'm not really sure about the rest of it, though, because, I haven't looked into it as much just because I don't know if I'll be watching it this week.
All right. Mikey, who do you think, bud?
I'd like to see CM Punk win his feud with Seth. I feel like or his match with Seth. I'm with Ridge. I feel like that would kick it off. I do think we're going to see The Rock there. It just kind of makes sense to me. I would think Rhea is going to win her match against Liv, but that's also kind of personal bias speaking. Both are excellent actors and competitors. I just want to see Rhea win. I like it. Very excited. I won't be able to watch it as soon as it airs, but I'll watch it once I'm home. Very excited to see. This is the start of John Cena's farewell tour. I'm very. Yeah. I hate that he's going. That guy's like WWE's freaking Superman to me. But I'm as much as I dislike that he's going, I love it for him. I'm glad he gets to have his last hoorah. Other than that, I can't think of much else.
Word. So I'm with everybody on the whole. I believe The Rock's going to be there. Of course, like I said, he pretty much confirmed that he was going to be there earlier today on Instagram. I also think Charlotte will return tomorrow, and Becky, but predominantly Charlotte. I think it'll be cool. I know that some of us ain't the biggest Charlotte fans, but I think it is about time for her to come back. It's been a while since she's been around. Honestly, I don't remember her being around since she lost the belt to Rhea 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's see. I did hear there's a very faint possibility of Brock or Goldberg showing up.
Yeah, Goldberg.
So either one of those would be pretty cool. I prefer to see Brock Lesnar, but I'm not saying I hate Goldberg. Don't take that into offense. I just don't know. I just think Goldberg should stay retired. Let's see.
Goldberg anymore is like a meme.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I love him, but when he came back to face Brock at Survivor Series in 2018, does anybody remember what he said to Brock? He straight up looked at him and he said, "You're the last." And that's where it should have ended. Yeah, he had a title run since then, but I don't think it was a good title run. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to hate on Goldberg. I just think he should have went out a bang, because when he put Brock Lesnar out in 18 seconds, that should have been
it. He was good, but he needs to go now. It's past. Just like Ric Flair needs to leave.
You can rest now, Pappy.
Dude.
Except he's got one more match in him, and it just needs to be a coffin match.
Yeah, fucking Ric Flair said that he's got one more match left in him. Come on!
Yeah, a coffin match is what he's got left in him.
Dude, he almost died in his last match already.
Exactly. So put him in a coffin match and just slam him down in the coffin and ship him off.
Fucking buried alive match, but they just stop his heart before they put him in the ground and just leave him here.
Good gosh. No disrespect to him, but
No.
just quit. Learn to quit. Like
Right.
Jerry from the Cowboys, learn to quit.
But one thing that I think could possibly happen, and I think this is going to be my far fetch of tomorrow. I think there's a possibility the Hardys return tomorrow.
Ooh, cool.
Just just because
The
they
Hardys.
Matt and Jeff Hardy. I I did hear a thing say that Matt Hardy said that he expects the Hardys to be back in WWE by 2025. And I think, this at least gives them a year, to finish their career off as well.
So here's my ting on that. And was you finished later? I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
just barged in on. Okay, couple things. One, let's start with them. If they come back, I would rather, if we're going to see them anywhere, I'd rather them come back in the Rumble. My personal opinion, just throw them in the Rumble. Also, my personal opinion, just throw them down in NXT. I think they've had a good run on the main roster already. Just throw them in NXT. NXT needs some people. Okay, why not? Let's just throw them over there. Uh, the thing with Charlotte is that I really think that she needs to just come back on SmackDown, unless it's the Rumble. It needs to be SmackDown because Tiffany Stratton just won the title off of
True.
Nia Jax.
True.
She finally cashed in, thank God. So let's set them up. Whether it's Charlotte, to me, Charlotte needs to also be one of those returns at the Rumble, and I think that she could win it to go on to face Tiffany Stratton for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want her to win.
No.
I'd just like to see those two go at it, though,
I'd kind of like
because
to
that
see
would
it
be
be
a
like
great match.
I'd kind of like to see it be like a passing of the torch type of,
It,
yeah, not like her, not saying Charlotte should retire at Mania. I'm just saying, like, it could pretty much be like you're the next me of this generation.
you're the
Type thing.
next. You're the next Blondie champion. We'll leave it at that.
Speaking of blonde champions, somebody who I am almost 100% on returning tomorrow is Alexa Bliss.
I'm still on the train of that she just needs to be at Rumble.
Yeah,
If you have a shit ton of returns on this first episode, by the way, we have plenty of other things coming up still before we even get to the Rumble. We still got, I think we got another Saturday night main event that we got to make big. We got plenty of different little things here and there, but at the same time, if we want some surprises somewhere, you got to have something for the Rumble. Because that's one of the big things that everyone looks forward to is the surprise returns, surprise debuts, or whatever at the Rumble. So I think Charlotte needs to be there, Bliss needs to be there, and hopefully Asuka can be there for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, is Asuka's return after that knee surgery she had.
And then my only other thought, and I want to bring this up to y'all and see what y'all's thoughts are. How do we open up the show? Do we open it up with Triple H? Do we open it up with the match of Punk versus Rollins? Or do we open it up with John Cena?
You know what I really think is how we're going to open it?
What's that?
It's either going to be Triple H by himself, kicking off the new era, or it's going to be Diaz. The only reason I say that, is because the theme song, and the in 1,000 attendance and the millions watching at home, the speech, the let's get ready to suck it, the are you
Are,
ready?
are
Like,
you ready?
like we get the whole shebang. And of course, we're going to get the are you ready, even if Triple H is by himself or not. Um, but Triple H will probably come out, start the show off. We'll probably get some pyro or whatever, introducing the new whole thing. Honestly, first thing to actually happen, I think, is either John Cena. John Cena will either be the first thing or right before the main event. And
Who interrupts John Cena?
I don't know if anybody does. I mean, we could get something, but it could just be him coming in declaring for the Royal Rumble and stating, like, setting his foot down and saying, no, I am here. I am not going to be here as a part-timer. I'm here full-time for the final time and everything. I mean, he could have somebody come out and talk shit to him or whatever. It could be other people that's in the Rumble to build up for it.
Or do we give him like a small match?
And we could get an attack, like somebody attacks him and he does this whole
I,
Cody.
I don't want to attack. I would prefer a match if we got something along the lines of him being physical whenever he shows up.
Right.
Just for that, player, you're going one-on-one with The Undertaker.
And speaking of The Undertaker, I did hear that someone said that we possibly could get Stone Cold and The Rock tomorrow night as well. Not The Rock, but The Undertaker.
I was gonna say, how did that have
I
to
was
do
about to
with
say,
the Undertaker,
what does this got to
brother?
do with the dead man?
But there's a possibility of them making an appearance tomorrow night too. So,
Mikey, what do you think?
I think it's going to be cool, and that I definitely have something to look forward to after work tomorrow.
Well, I mean, like, do you think Cena comes out or to start the show?
Honestly, I think he could, but I just feel like it would be more fitting if Triple H did it. And frankly, I would laugh my flat ass off if I found out with everyone else watching that they blew all the Netflix money on a real tank to recreate that one DX skit where they were in the tank,
God.
and they just both pop out and go, "Damn, we really did take over the company."
that's why I hope it is DX, because it's like that's what's nuts to think about is D-Generation X has literally took over the fucking company. And it's just as a as somebody who's been a fan of DX his entire life, I just think, and what's crazy is that them taking over the company is what's best for the company. It's not we're literally getting the best wrestling we've had since the early 2000s, man. Like, and I'm so pumped. I'm excited for this new era, man.
Caleb, any thoughts? Caleb,
Couldn't hear you. What?
So any
any
thoughts?
thoughts?
No, I just think that I don't feel like paying for Netflix on top of TV. So
Oh, you don't even have Netflix.
no, I'll be borrowing David and Chris's.
Gotcha. Okay, hear me out. I have two options for Cena. Okay,
All right.
and this can be after Triple H says, "Are you ready?" or whatever, and introduces Cena. I think he'll introduce Cena as if we need introduction, but the new people, the new eyes, will need the introduction. Maybe. I think either we need to have a face-off with him and Gunther
Yeah.
to set up the long story of him eventually winning the Elimination Chamber to go up against Gunther. Or
You haven't heard, have you? My bad.
no,
I haven't said this yet. I meant to say this already. So right now, from what I've saw, it's being from these are from sources from like the main Twitter pages that I follow, and they are like everything that's happened that's big, they have predicted it or has said something about it or reported it, whatever. Um, they have said that as of right now, the scene is Seth Rollins is facing Gunther at Mania and John Cena is facing Cody Rhodes at Mania.
I think that's if The Rock doesn't come back, for one.
Yeah.
For two, I don't know if that's something I would want to see or not.
It's all over the place, especially the Cody Rhodes and Cena one.
Listen, that's babyface versus babyface. I don't think they're going to turn Cody heel for that.
And we don't exactly need a heel.
I was about to say, does anyone need to be healed?
You got to remember Taker versus Michaels, the Mania.
Okay, so
think about The Rock versus Cena, or I mean, it's just
okay for The Rock versus Cena. Yeah, we definitely had one was definitely supposed to have been the heel for that.
Now The Rock was,
and that was The Rock.
The Rock was working heel, but he wasn't a heel.
Right, but to me, I'd like to see Cena versus Gunther more.
We got to think
they fit each other a lot better.
I mean, possibly, but you got to think
because
this is the last,
Cena,
this is his last Mania ever. So,
and it's a title he hasn't won yet.
Yeah, and I agree. But remember, he's got a whole year still. Like, he's got all year.
And also, you got to think, too, that Cena is everything that Gunther hates.
True.
In a wrestler. It works perfectly. I'm sure
we'll get a match with him at some point, at least.
That's one thought, okay? And the other one's a little bit less of what a big chunk of people would want. But this is something I would want. Slater, you might like it. Mikey, y'all might like this, okay?
Okay.
You have Cena come out, you have him talking and whatnot, and then all of a sudden you have Logan Paul come out and interrupt him. Start talking some major shit to him set up his worst feud for a pay-per-view.
You know what? You might be right because Logan Paul is confirmed to be there. He is confirmed to be on Raw.
Yep.
And he did say that he tried to make this thing that he wanted to face Cena at WrestleMania, and Triple H was just like, no.
Right. So why not give him something though, and give him maybe a Saturday night main event, or
I could rock with it.
The Rumble or Elimination Chamber somewhere. Give him that match.
I can see it being the Saturday night event, or they build it up to the Rumble, then have Logan Paul be in the Elimination Chamber as well.
I could see that being the thing before we get to whatever Cena does for Mania. I could see that being his first feud back.
Yeah, and like you said, Logan Paul be the one to interrupt him and, kick off his farewell tour. I could see it happening. That's a good idea.
Sounds spicy.
Well, so anybody else got anything else to say for this week?
No, I think it's covered pretty good for me.
I don't have anything else to say, I don't think.
Ridge, you?
That was a short episode.
It was a short episode, but it did feel like we talked about a good amount, honestly. We
got a good chunk. We got ourselves already figured. I think this is the quickest we have figured out. No. This is the second time we figured out what we're going to talk about on the next episode before the day.
Yeah. But I thought the episode was great, and we're all excited for wrestling. We love wrestling, so if you want to update on what happens tomorrow night, just keep up with us next week. Just subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, just to know when we're posting. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, however. Like I said, I'm sorry for the short episode. We did get a lot in, but normally we try to run a little later, but I guess time just slowed down a little bit for us tonight.
Sometimes it doesn't hurt having the shorter episodes. Not everybody's got a 2-hour time or thought span that they can sit and listen to something like this.
Right. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you. We appreciate you for making it this far. And if you did make it this far, leave a comment and tell us what you want us to talk about next week, or not even next week, but
I was just
just
saying, not next week.
later on in the future. Leave some suggestions. Do you want us to tell you what our top 10 movies of 2024 was? We can talk about what our most anticipated movies are, which we have, but we can make a more intricate and more detailed list. Like I said, just leave us a comment. Like I said, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us, and we'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.